a new game, a new day, a new evening, and we're set to play ball. The Rays and the A's, and the first pitch is a fastball strike call to get things underway here in the first game of this 4-game series.
Well, that's a good start. Let's see if we can repeat his delivery right here.
Pitch is down a bit. It's 1-1, and that's such a challenge for a guy 6'9". Ball lifted up the right side. That's going to twist out of play. The count is a ball and 2 strikes, and everybody remembers how difficult it was for Randy Johnson.
I was just thinking that.
I know it's starting to get scary.
That's scary. I was just going to go there. In Montreal days, one of the reasons he got traded, he couldn't find a strike zone.
So I was just going to ask you about that. It's so difficult for a guy. I mean, we all know how hard he threw. The ground ball, one hop, and a nice stop by Aki. Throw to first, got it. Nice little play by Akadori Iwamura to start this game. 1 away.
Well, you got a good read on that early. Quick crossover step, going 4 or 5 steps to his left. Great angle right here. Take a dive, full out dive. Gets on his feet quickly. The spin and a strike to first base, Carlos Pena.
Fired Neiman up a little bit. Well, it is a big lift for a pitcher like that. You know, he's first hitter of the game. Now he can continue to work from the windup, which is another important consideration when it comes to the 6'9" Neiman.
Well, that's the other thing. You know, a lot of times in the first and second innings, they're pitching from the stretch so much. Can't get in the rhythm and the flow of his windup to repeat it. But, you know, talking about Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan helped Randy Johnson one year at the end of the '92 season, talking about how to repeat his mechanics with the lower half of his body and use his legs correctly.
The strike to Kurt Suzuki. You know, as I remember, part of that had to do with the way Randy Johnson landed his landing foot, not on his heel, but more on the balls of his foot. He was that landing foot.
That's right. He was able to get over the front leg. There's a big curveball right there at 74. That's right. I mean, you got to land on the ball of your foot to get over the front leg. And especially when you're 6'9", 6'10". Randy Johnson, what, 6'11"?
Yeah. It'll be interesting. That's something that I'm sure the Rays keep an eye on in regard to their right-hander Neiman. There's a base hit just out of the reach of Longoria, through into left. And Suzuki has been swinging. Probably the hottest bat in the Oakland lineup is on with a base hit. A 1-out single here in the first, and now Neiman will have to go into the stretch, and that has been a challenge for him in his prior starts.
Yeah, and that last pitch was another curve, a little bit up. It looked like Longoria might be able to make a great play like Aki did, but just got under the glove and into left field.
And here's Jack Cust, the DH. He's hitting .262, and ran across a very interesting number on him as we prepared for this opening game. There's a bunt, and it's going to be a fair ball as he bunts against the shift and has himself a base hit. Well, that was wide open over there, and the power hitting Cust has himself a bunt single. Well, maybe that answers my question. You know, he's batting .310 against a pitcher the first time he sees him in a game, and .196 thereafter. So if he's bunting against the shift all the time, no wonder he's hitting over .300.
Yeah, that was a pretty good bunt. That's not the first time he's done that. Cracks a smile right there. We've seen some big left-handed hitters trying to bunt against the shift in this last 6 or 7 days here, especially here at home.
And here's Matt Holliday. Holliday has been swinging a pretty good bat lately. 4 for 4 yesterday in their game against the Tigers. First pitch in there for a strike.
One thing that Joe Madden, as you look at the numbers, the last 10, 382, and that's one of the reasons Jack Cust did that. Holliday's hot right now. But Joe Madden will tell you, we'll take a bunt base hit versus a 2-run home run every time, but the problem is you got a pretty good number 4 hitter right here in Holliday.
He lays off this one. He's fairly close.
Mike Winters behind the plate, and he didn't flinch. Michelle Hernandez had to kind of shift to his left, but it still looked like it hit the strike zone.
Winters, a 19-year veteran in the major leagues. It's low. 2 balls and a strike.
Mike Winters is an interesting case because he spent a lot of years in the minor leagues. I remember coming up the ladder with him in AA, AAA, winter ball. I've seen Mike over the years going back, and he worked his way up. Finally, 19 years. Time has gone by. 19 years already in the big leagues.
2-1, and it's chopped foul. That's going to square the count. Yeah, Winters, like a lot of these umpires, really have a lot of perseverance in the minor leagues. He umpired in the Northwest League, and the California League, and the Texas League, and the Pacific Coast League.
Yep. Randy Marsh right there. Good man. I like Randy.
Yeah, Randy, the crew chief. And he's a very good umpire.
Become a friend over the years. Yeah. A lot of respect for Randy. Hey, we're giving you all this love, Mike. Now make the right call. Let's go.
Yeah, really. Come on.
Enough of that. Let's go now.
2 and on with 1 out of the 2-2 pitch upstairs, and the count goes full.
A little disappointing, or a lot disappointing, I got to say, that last crew. We don't have to get into that now, but that last crew, some veteran guys, I was disappointed in some of the comments that you had told me that Tim McClellan made, and Barry Wood and all that. That was surprising.
Yep. Ground ball, shortstop, deep short. Martin with a quick release and a low throw. He had to hurry that play and skipped it into second. Aki could not come up with it cleanly. So the bases are going to be loaded. That would have been a heck of a play to get the force at second.
This thing had some top spin. That hop right there bit Jason right in the heel of the glove. It kind of almost shut out of his glove. He was able to hold on to it, but couldn't get a good grip on it. And Aki couldn't pick it as well.
Well, it's a fielder's choice. They're going to charge Bartlett with an error. So the bases are loaded. That's his 3rd error of the year, and it was something of a tough play. So here's Jason Giambi, and the Rays do shift the defense, but Bartlett is still on the shortstop side of second. A big swing and a miss, strike 1.
There's Jason. I mean, really, for a left-handed pull hitter, he's almost in normal shortstop position there for a double play. That's exactly what the Rays are looking for right here. Something on the ground to Aki.
It's fouled the other way. And what this really is, the Rays started to go into their dramatic shift, and then Bartlett came back to the shortstop side of the bag at second. And this is a realization that Giambi is not pulling the ball as consistently as he did in his glory years. So they still pulling, but not nearly with the shift that they've employed before. And a foul ball. He just got a piece of it at the feet of Michelle Hernandez. And the count is still 2 strikes.
Well, you know, when Jason first came up, I was managing in Boston, and he was an opposite field hitter when he first came up. Left center. He hit the ball really well to left center. And as he winds down, he's kind of going back to that. Maybe that's just because of losing a little bat speed.
Yep. And that happens, you know, and it was a situation where he said his dad really, as a youngster, taught him to hit, and that's the way he taught him to hit, with the idea that as he got stronger, he was just going to pull the ball on his own.
That's exactly what happened.
The 0-2. Bouncing ball foul, a breaking ball. But it's still a 2-strike count.
You got to get that ball just a little bit further down. You can almost drop that in the dirt. And Michelle has to block it. I think you got a chance for a strikeout right here. He's still a pretty good low ball hitter. You can power him up above the hands. Better get it in off the plate.
2-0-2. Oh, he came in there, and that's pretty close with a fastball. And he had a little something extra on that fastball as well. Our gun had him at 94. Here's another look.
Yeah, let's take a look. That's a pretty good pitch, but you don't have any margin for error in the inside corner. You see where Mike Winter's head is? He's right over the inside corner, so they're not going to give you a couple inches in there, but that's still a good pitch. Change it up a little bit right there.
1-2. It's foul the other way. So Giambi, the veteran hitter that he is battling up there down in the count, taking a close pitch in and fouling the pitch away that way.
One thing Jason's always been able to do is work the count. He's always had a very good eye at the plate. You see him power a curveball down the plate there and try to get the strikeout.
Count's going to go to 2-2. Well, we're getting close to the moment of decision in this situation here with the bases loaded and one out. 2-2 the count to Giambi. Fly ball back into center field. Suzuki is tagging. The catch by Upton and the throw to the plate is not going to be in time. He one-hopped it in, and Suzuki scores the first run on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Jason Giambi. His 17th run batted in, and the other runners hold.
Yeah, BJ's got such a good arm. He just said, "What the heck? I want to give it a shot." That was plenty deep for a sac fly, but I think Jack Cuss thought, well, he might just throw it through the cutoff man at shortstop, so he didn't take any chances.
So with a run home, 2 outs, men at first and second. Here's Adam Kennedy, who spent the spring with the Rays and then went to Durham. And the Rays giving Kennedy a look in the spring. Gave him an opportunity to play when one came open in the major leagues, and they dealt him to Oakland when Mark Ellis was hurt. And there's the first pitch strike. Kennedy has always had a pretty good bat. He's off to a good start in an Oakland uniform. Played with the Cardinals and the Angels, and now Oakland. That one in there. 0-2.
Yeah, Adams always been an uppercut hitter. Really uppercut.
A 2-strike count. Ooh, pretty nice pitch there. Down and in a bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The way he took that, I mean, he was going to take it no matter where that curve was. If that was over the plate, he would have taken it to strike 3. He was looking for dead red fastball.
One, 2, and a fastball, and he got a little piece of it to foul it. The count is still a ball and 2 strikes. Oakland coming in 13-21 on the year. They lost 3 to the Tigers in Detroit, including yesterday 11-7. Pitch again. It's foul the other way. Out of play it goes, and the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That went up to 93 miles an hour. It's kind of interesting about Adam, and you know him obviously from spring training here, but he's 2 times around in St. Louis, but I don't think he and Tony La Russa exactly side-eyed a lot of things.
Yep. That was the story when he would come back to the Cardinals, and then you heard La Russa try to maybe smooth it over a little bit. A little popper in the short left. Here comes Carl Crawford to retire the side. 1 run scores unearned in the inning. A couple of hits, an error, 2 left. Rays coming in ahead in the bottom of the first. Upton, Crawford, and then Evan Longoria. 1-0 Oakland. Down 1-0, and here's the Rays lineup. B.J. Upton leading out, followed by Carl Crawford and Evan Longoria. Carlos Pena, Ben Zobrist, and Willie Ibar down the middle. Ibar the DH. Akinori Iwamura, Jason Bartlett, and Michel Hernandez rounding out the Rays starting lineup.
Sean Gallagher on the mound for the Oakland A's. His second start of the year. 5 appearances overall, 4.5 earned run average. Ratio of strikeouts to walks there, 9-2.
And the first pitch to B.J. Upton is inside 1-0. Gallagher, originally signed by the Cubs, got to the big leagues with the Cubs, and the Rays saw him in a game pitching for the Cubs, and he was impressive. He gave up a few runs in that outing, but you could see why the Cubs liked him and why Oakland likes him. The strike gets 2-1. Is wide. Young right-hander. He's kind of a take charge personality. He's a lively guy on a team, and he's out there pitching in a hurry right now, and he walks Upton.
He's pitching quick. He wants to get the end of the inning over quickly. I mean, gets the ball and he's out there firing. He's got a pretty good curveball when he gets ahead of the count. The Oakland A's defensively, Matt Holliday in left, Ryan Sweeney in center, Travis Buck in right. Across the left side, Bobby Crosby and Orlando Cabrera. The right side of the infield, Anna Kennedy and Jason Giambi. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate for Sean Gallagher. Today's defensive lineup review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, where saving you money is our passion.
Here's Carl Crawford going after the first pitch, lifting a foul ball left field side, and Holliday makes the catch as he hit the front of the bullpen mound, stumbled a bit, but held his footing and the ball.
Yeah, Matt is a big, strong guy. He's not afraid of anything, and he had that track the whole way right there to make the play. That's a big out. P.J. Upton on first on the first pitch to Carl Crawford.
Well, there's Evan Longoria. Really the only guy in this lineup who has seen Gallagher much at all is Ibar, who is 3 out of 4 lifetime against him. BJ's drawn the walk. He's at first with 1 out. Longoria waiting for the first pitch in this at bat. And it's a strike, a fastball.
Got that one up to 92. He's anywhere from 88 to 92, 93 occasionally. Slider, changeup, pretty good curveball.
Here's a liner into right center field and for a base hit. Upton's on his way to third. Buck's throw is cut off, wide turn at first, but Longoria dives back in without a play there. And the Rays put men at first and third with one out in their first.
Joe Madden talks about that nice bass sound of the bat hitting the ball with bat speed. That's what that sounded like on TV right there. That was just a sharply hit line drive to right center field. Take a look to the side. Nice short compact swing. Well, just jumps off his bat into the gap. And he's running hard in case that ball gets by the cutoff man there. And it would go to second base.
So let's see if Carlos can do some damage here in the first. Pitch was inside. Ball and no strikes. Pitch is down. 2 balls, no strikes. Carlos ahead in the count, but the Rays trying to break through early against the young right-hander. There's a shot up the right field line. Is it going to stay fair? That's a foul ball. And we'll take the count to 2-1. You know, Carlos celebrated a birthday yesterday, and they had a little gathering for his teammates, and families showed up, and there was a little note on the blackboard in the clubhouse left by Carlos, and I'm not sure if it's in reference to his teammates showing up at his party or the coming together that they had in the 8th inning and 9th inning of the game yesterday. But he said, "This is truly a team. Thank you, Carlos."
Probably a little bit of both.
And I think it certainly could apply in both regards.
You know, doing the radio show today, somebody asked me about, that must help the Indians and that little mini get-together. I said, I think it helped the Rays.
Yeah, I do too.
You saw Carl Crawford go out there. He was going to go right through Victor Martinez to get to Kerry Wood. That showed a lot right there.
3-1 right now, and there's ball 4 inside. So the Rays have loaded the bases. And you know, you referenced some of the comments coming out of that, and apparently from newspaper accounts, Chief Tim McClellan said he didn't believe Wood was delivering purpose pitches. Well, just about everybody in the civilized world disagrees with that, including Victor Martinez right there, who admitted that they were throwing at him.
I'm really surprised that Tim, being a veteran guy like that he didn't think that was intentional. The first one, let alone the second one. I mean, and there was no warning after the first one. I thought it was really poorly executed by the umpiring crew yesterday, especially with what went on earlier in the series.
Well, here's Ben Zobrist taking a pitch down and in, a ball and no strikes.
Well, nobody took charge. Nobody. The players had to.
Yeah, and that's what happened. When the umpires don't, then that second pitch came, and then now the guys get involved. Pitch is a strike, and there was absolutely no question that it was on purpose. It was perpetrated that way. That's why Eric Wedge brought Wood into the game, to do expressly that. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, baseball says it's interested in cutting down those kinds of things. It'll be interesting to see what comes down out of that, because you've got one of the primary perpetrators of that, Martinez, admitting, just flat out admitting,
well, there's got to
they
be
were trying to hit him.
A fine, and to me, maybe even a suspension. But we'll see. I mean, Mike Scioscia wants an investigation for what happened to John Lackey in his first start of the season. In 2 pitches, Bob Davidson threw him out completely. Just completely took charge. And Mike says, well, I want to know the difference between what happened to us with Josh Beckett, why he didn't get kicked out early in the season, versus 2 days ago.
Ground ball holds the count at 1-2.
And then that equates to what happened yesterday here. Well, what is the protocol now? These guys know the game. That's the thing. I mean, I have respect for the umpires, especially the veteran guys that really know the game, but they did not handle that situation well at all. And for Tim to say that, McClellan, he didn't know it was a purpose pitch. Come on.
Zobrist takes it high. So the count goes to 2-2. And I think you're right. I think it really fired up this team. This team right now is as much a team as it has been all year.
And the Indians are frustrated. The Rays are the ones that it helped, to me. Pull everybody together.
And Zobrist takes ball 3. So it's a full count. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Victor Martinez can't throw anybody out, so he's upset that BJ's running. And it's a 6th inning. What are you supposed to lay down for 12 outs?
Yeah, and the suggesting that any team should lay down, you're letting down your teams, your fans, anybody with an interest in the club. And there's ball 4. Zobrist draws the walk with the bases loaded. And so Upton crosses the plate. It's a 1-1 ball game. Zobrist picking up his 20th run batted in.
Right out of the chute, that's going to get appearance from the manager. I mean, the skipper, Bob Guerin. No pitching coach right here. This is your manager, who was a former catcher, had some time in the big leagues. He's going out there to have a little talk with his pitcher right there.
Well, Guerin, difficult spot, Kevin, as a manager. You know, you've got a young pitcher. He obviously has, this guy has ability. Now you're frustrated. So as a manager, I mean, how tough can you be out there on a guy like that?
Well, you know, you got to be careful with young guys, especially. I mean, veterans are toughen up sometimes because you don't need to wake certain guys up. But with a guy like that's 23 years old, getting his 2nd start of the year, you brought him out of the bullpen because of, you know, he had some injuries. Evelyn got sent down, by the way. And he's saying, you know, sometimes you go out and you say some things guys don't want to when you're scared. Kind of, you better be careful of personality. I mean, that's probably what Bob said. He said, let's go.
Yeah, Willie Ibar taking a strike. Well, just before Gallagher left the Cubs, he was in a situation that frustrated Lou Piniella, who went out there and dressed him down. And Gallagher was pretty straight up about it. He said he was trying to light a fire under me, and he said it worked.
I think that's what Bob Guerin was saying. You saw Bob in that last shot we saw on the bench, kind of mumbling to himself. I mean, he's talking to himself. He's talking about the manager. He's saying, you know, that's what you say to yourself. What are you, scared? Come on, your stuff is good. Let's go.
Ibar fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And some guys, if you go out there and say that, you lose them. So it just depends on the personality. That's the beauty of catching and being a catcher all my life. I think that's why catchers have a good feel for managing. Most of them should have a good feel for pitching because they're all different personalities. Some guys you got to slow down and back down. Other guys you got to pump them up.
Whoops, and this one hits Ibar. So Willie's hit by the pitch. And the Rays will take the lead here, 2-1. Ibar picking up a run batted in. Hit by the pitch. Bases remain loaded.
Right on the right foot right there. Looked like a slider that Gallagher tried to throw. He's only thrown 1 curve, a couple of looked like 2 seamers. They're off speed away, and a slider. He's thrown mostly fastballs in this first inning. He's got 24 pitches, only 10 for strikes.
And you know, that's an interesting breakout there. That whole fastball situation with Gallagher. Here's Bartlett fouling 1, strike 1.
Little slider there.
You know, this guy has a good arm, and he's a healthy 90+ guy, but he had a little drop off in velocity in the spring. He was a little under the weather. Base hit into center field for Bartlett. One run is in as Pena crosses the plate. He's followed across by Zobrist, and Jason Bartlett makes it a 4-1 ball game. Boy, Bartlett continues to be something else. He came in leading the American League in hitting with men in scoring position. He delivers again.
That's a slider down and away. It's not a bad pitch. It's just a better piece of hitting by Jason Bartlett. Boy, he waited on it well and just squirted up right back through the middle.
So the Rays make it a 4-run first. Still only one out. And here's Hockey taking a pitch, and that's a strike on the inside corner. Ibar stopped at second on the RBI single by Jason Bartlett. And there's a strike. To further up on that Gallagher fastball, they said his velocity was down. They think it was because he was sick for part of the spring, and he's really been. We see the lefty Gio Gonzalez warming in the bullpen. He's been almost obsessed about trying to throw harder and harder and harder
to show he can.
Yeah. Pitch is down, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you know, he's got a pretty good delivery. He's got pretty good mechanics, and there's no reason he can't pound the zone. But you know, you got a really hot hitting Rays club, and I think the guys in the white uniforms have something to do with the way he's pitching right now, Gallagher, because he only had 2 walks coming in.
Hockey bounces it to first. That'll be handled by Giambi unassisted. Moving to third is Ibar. Bartlett into second base. So the Rays will now send their ninth man to the plate here in the first inning. Michel Hernandez ready to bat.
The main thing managers get upset about with any pitcher, but especially to start the game, is guys that don't throw strikes. That's the main thing. I mean, you're behind the count, walking guys, hitting guys, and you open up a big inning. That's the main thing. There's a second curveball he's throwing.
And he throws it for a first pitch.
It's one of his best pitches. Why he's only thrown 2 this whole inning, I can't tell you, because that's really he's got an above average curveball.
Pitch away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But you're right, Dwayne. With B.J. Upton, he was pitching like he wanted to get to the end of the inning on 1 hitter. He ends up walking. Slow yourself down, back off the mound, breathe a little bit, gather yourself. Make a pitch.
Oh, swing, and that ball gets away from Suzuki. Arona's going to score. Ibar crosses the plate, and Bartlett comes in to score. The Rays scored 2 runs, and that ball got away, and I think Suzuki is hurt.
Yeah, that was a cross-up. That was really dangerous. That hurt. That was definitely a cross-up. I think Suzuki called curveball. He got a fastball up. Hope he's okay. Wow. And the one thing you don't want to do in a cross-up is turn your head. And let's see if he did turn his head. I thought he might have turned his head for a second there. Let's take a look. Look, Kurt Suzuki. He's looking for curveball.
That appeared to get him up near the
left side of the mask.
Yeah, or maybe
he started to
collarbone a little bit in that area.
I think he started to turn his head because he got freaked out by it. And that's a natural reaction because I think he was looking something slow curve, 70, and he got a fastball up here. Let's take a look again. That's what he does. Yeah, look. He's looking breaking ball. See right there where he turns. That's where you got to be careful. But that's kind of a natural reaction. So it got him on the shoulder. Got him on the shoulder, not the face of the mask. So that's good camera work, guys. That was great. Got him right on the left shoulder.
Yep.
Well, when you teach kids, and I've taught a lot of them. I had a baseball school in L.A. for a while. You teach young catchers, 8 or 7. The first thing you do is keep your eye on the ball, and you got all the protection on. Do not turn your mask, turn your head. Get it on the side of the head. He's got lucky there. He got fortunate to hit him on the shoulder and not somewhere on the jaw. But it is a natural reaction. I got to tell you, to blink, turn your head when you get crossed up. So he called breaking ball, and he got a fastball up. I told you that story the first homestand about Jim Joyce.
Yes, absolutely.
Home plate umpire catching in AAA. And I called a curveball for a pitcher named Larry White. He threw a four-seam fastball about 96, and I couldn't get a glove on it. Hit Jim Joyce, the umpire, right in the collarbone, broke his collarbone. We were in Hawaii for 8 days, and he spent all 8 in the hospital after that.
Wow. So it's a 1-2 count. That's going to be ruled a pass ball on the cross-up.
And how about the base running?
And 2 runs scored to make it 6-1. Michel Hernandez fouls one out of play to take the count to 2-2. So not only did Ibar score, but Bartlett came around to score as well.
I mean, some kind of great reactions by Bartlett.
Ball 3. Full count. So the Rays have 6 runs on 2 hits. That pitch is down and away. That should be, I think that should have been ball. Was that ball 4 or not?
I don't know what the first pitch was. Well, first pitch had to be called a ball.
This one is foul. Well, it was 1-2 because the pass ball was a strike. That made it 1-2.
Fastball was a strike. Okay.
And there's strike 3 call. So that's going to retire the side. But the Rays score 6 times in the first inning. Bartlett driving in 2 of those. He later scored.
A 6-1 lead at the end of 1. Guys, you heard during our Rays Live pregame show Andrew Friedman saying the bullpen was working on fumes. Jeff Neiman was actually the emergency bullpen guy for the last 3 days or so. If you go back to Friday's game when B.J. Upton hit that walk-off home run, Neiman was kind of hanging out in the clubhouse. They said you might want to get ready just in case it goes extra innings. So he had 1 contact in, 1 contact out. B.J. hits the walk-off home run, then Neiman starts to run out. He said, I saw a blur. I figured it was the pile, and I jumped in on top of that. But tonight, Jeff Neiman fortunately has both contacts in, but he had a little tough time finding the pile after the game on Friday, guys.
1-0 pitch.
Pretty good.
To Sweeney. That's a great report. Bartlett's after this one. You know, it's probably not a bad report that all opposing hitters in the American League should hear.
Yeah.
You got a guy out there who's not quite sure if he can find the victory pile. I mean, now you got to step in against him, and he can throw 95.
1 contact in, 1 contact out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, he's seen the strike zone tonight. 31 pitches, 22 strikes. He's pounding it tonight.
Bobby Crosby pitches a strike. Crosby in there at third base. Breaks his bat, pops it up. Bartlett will make the catch on this one as well. Reminder, tonight's game simulcast in Spanish, which means you can access this audio feature by selecting the built-in SAP option on your television. And if you do that, you'll tune in to Ricardo Tavares and Enrique Olyu. Two outs, base is empty, and this is Travis Buck. There's a first pitch strike. Well, you'd love to see Neiman just finish off this second inning, 1-2-3 in short order. That would be a nice springboard for him.
Yeah, the offense gives you a 6 spot after you keep it at 1 run in the top of the first inning, and he did a nice job doing that because that was a big out getting Jason Giambi to fly out. It's got to pump you up as a pitcher, and he is throwing strikes tonight. He's pounding the zone. He's getting ahead of a lot of the hitters here. Pretty good curveballs and a couple of sliders to go with it.
Oh, strike 3, an 0-2 breaking ball, and a dandy. First strikeout for Neiman. 1-2-3 go the Oakland A's. We head into the bottom of the second. 6-1 Tampa. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And Heineken, give yourself a good name. B.J. Upton opens the second inning and takes a pitch outside. B.J. opened the first with a walk and scored a run when the Rays put 6 runs on the board, 4 of those earned. Swings through the fastball. The count is 1-1.
A 38 pitch first inning for Sean Gallagher. Well, he's at 40 now.
BJ granted time by Mike Winters. It's a little low. 2-1. Gallagher grew up in Fort Lauderdale. He went to high school over there across the state. 2-2. Drafted out of high school by the Cubs in 04. Little looping foul ball is about 6 rows behind the Rays dugout. is there and makes the catch. That'll be out number 1. Don't forget, fans, this year to team up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper with one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. To subscribe, call 877-THE-TIMES or visit TampaBay.com. By the way, Mark Topkin, the beat writer for the St. Pete Times, said he got the numerous text messages and emails because we discussed his fielding prowess on that foul ball that came back there the other day. And I assured him that we represented his efforts in the highest regard.
Absolutely.
Although his range isn't what it used to be.
Probably lost a little bat speed too.
1-1 the count. This pitch in on Carl, and it's a foul ball. Runs it to 1-2. A 6-1 ball game.
In the right seats tonight for a souvenir.
2-2. Still one of the special moments in major sports to get a souvenir of baseball.
Big time.
Reaching out, fouling this one.
Grinding this at bat out. Charles, who's been averaging over 4 pitches in the bat, really doing a good job working the count. .331 batting average, on base percentage way up there. That was a tough pitch to foul off to stay alive.
The fly ball lifted toward right center, but enough hang time to give Buck an opportunity to catch it, which he does in right center field. So 2 gone.
Got in there a little bit on that one. I can remember going to Dodger Stadium as a kid, and I never once, I probably go to 20 games a year, which was a lot. Not once did I ever catch a foul ball. Not once. Sit in the bleachers.
Yep.
Sit in foul territory, sit down the line, tried them all.
Corey, the pitch is down. Well, you know, the more I think about it, if you wanted to go to a ballpark and position yourself to catch a foul ball, I guess the guy you ought to talk to would be Joe Madden. He could pull out his charts. He'd put the shift on, and you'd be positioned perfectly to catch a foul ball if you only consulted with Joe Madden at his defensive charts.
Yeah, where do I sit?
Yeah.
I remember Charlie Sheen buying out all left field in old Anaheim Stadium one year, and it was a picture in the LA Times. There's Charlie out there because he wanted to catch a home run ball. He was sitting there by himself. True story.
Hey, that might be the right spot there. 2-2 the count. Yeah, you just gotta play them right, you know.
Yeah. Joe could sell those defensive charts on eBay or something, couldn't he?
This one is wide. If we put them on eBay, you might have some opposing managers trying to buy them.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't want all those plays out there anyway. You want to say it's
right.
a hit and run? Yeah, it's a hit and run. Go ahead. That's fine. Say what you want.
Yeah. Count still full here to Longoria. Well, that's part of the cat and mouse game that goes on in all of sports, but certainly baseball. Two is tapped toward the third base line. Gallagher with the throw, and that's in time, says Lance Barksdale. Pretty close over there after the bobble by Gallagher. We're through 2, and it's 6-1 Rays.
Produced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oakland will send the top of the order up there here in the third. First pitch is a strike call from Jeff Niemann. Well, Jeff has come out throwing strikes. I think that's 37 pitches, 28 strikes.
He's been pounding it. Strike one, absolutely. Right out of the chute.
1-1 now.
That curveball he threw to Travis Buck in the second inning to end the second, that was, you can't do any better than that. Got him looking.
This one stayed up. Up and in a little bit. Had Cabrera flinching. One is fouled the other way, and that squares it at 2-2. Oakland right now coming off the 3 losses to the Tigers. They've dropped 9 of their last 13. Chopper down to third, foul as Longoria reaches across into foul territory.
One thing that Oakland has had, I mean, they've had a pretty good bullpen this year. They're third in the American League as far as overall ERA out of the bullpen, 3.28.
2-2, there's a drive hit well deep into left, and Crawford will look up and watch it sail out. A home run by Cabrera, his second of the year. He turned that one around, and that's going to make it 6-2, and back it comes. That's a souvenir that fan didn't want. That Rays fan says here.
This ball just hangs up there. Look at that. It's just a hanger up and in. It actually backed up, came back into his swing. Just not good execution on that breaking ball.
It's the 6th home run given up by Niemann in around 36 innings of work. Kurt Suzuki takes the pitch down, a ball and no strikes. Boy, the A's are happy he's okay. He has been far and away the best player on their club this year. He does a great job behind the plate. He swung the bat, and as we can see, he's a hard-nosed player.
Yeah, he is. He's a good defensive catcher. He does things technically very well, blocks balls well, sets up well, and he can swing the bat to go with it.
He breaks his bat, sends a popper into left. Bartlett's out making a call in short left field. So that is out number 1. Be sure to experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. It offers extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club truly features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com. And if you're thinking about coming out to Tropicana Field, that's a great spot to spend the evening. You can watch the game, you can see the game on the monitors and live at the same time and enjoy the atmosphere. Jack Cust takes a pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes, and the friendliest service you'll find anywhere. There's a strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1.
Yeah, with that first strike now to Cuss, Evan Longoria goes from third base all the way over to shortstop now, not expecting a bunt, but before that first strike, he was up there ready for a bunt this time.
Cut, tap, foul. 1-2.
I was a few years ago when Cuss was with the Diamondbacks, taking batting practice in spring training. He was launching balls 900 miles per home run. Sandy Johnson, who drafted Juan Gonzalez from Texas, and Pudge Rodriguez, Sammy Sosa, said this guy had more raw power for a young guy than those 3 guys. Wow. That's saying a lot about it. It took him a while to find a home, but in Oakland, he found a home. He's going to strike out 170 times, but He squares it up. He can launch it.
Yeah, he's a lumberjack kind of guy. Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sandy now is the assistant to Omar Minaya with the Mets, but the roles were reversed in Texas. Sandy was the scouting director, and Omar was his assistant. And then Sandy worked for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Swing and a miss. Neiman strikes him out. Second strikeout for the Rays right-hander. 2 gone in the 3rd.
Yeah, all or nothing kind of guy, Jack Cuss. He's had some late movement right there. Nice little tailing action, 90 miles an hour off the outside corner for the strikeout.
Well, Matt Holliday fouls one off his foot. Strike 1.
Matt's an interesting guy because he'll be a free agent after this year. He's represented by Scott Boras, of course, and if the A's keep falling deeper out of the race in the American League West, you could see him be a trade chip for somebody come July, which is one of the reasons I thought Billy Beane got him to begin with.
2-2. That one plenty wide.
Yeah, he tried to guide that one. Just throw it. Just go right at your target and snap it down. Throw it. Actually slowed his arm action down. You can read that when you do that. Just throw it at the same arm speed.
A little tap, third base, charged by Longoria. Throw to first in time, and that'll take care of Oakland. Cabrera hit the home run to lead off the inning. That's all they get. We go to the bottom of inning 3. It's 6-2 Tampa Bay. Fans, the $250,000 Mustang money tickets go on sale now. You can register from May 19th through the 11th of June to win a 2010 Ford Mustang V6 convertible, an Ultimate Florida baseball weekend getaway, and $100 gas cards. Visit FLAFlorida.com for details. Fox Sports Florida and Sun Sports urging you to go to FLA Florida to register. The non-winning $250,000 Mustang money scratch tickets for a chance to win. We'll have more on that as the evening progresses. You have a second chance, and there's some great prizes in there, including that Mustang. 2-0 the count to Carlos Pena. Sean Gallagher on the hill. Ramos had a good rip but fouled it. It's 2-1.
That was fun for Kurt Suzuki too, right off the mask, right back into the mask right there. He's having a tough today, getting banged up on a cross-up, hit him in the shoulder, foul ball into his mask, about 110 miles an hour probably.
Ball 3. 3-1.
Comes with the territory, as they say, Dwayne,
Yeah,
right?
Sure does, I'll tell you that. I don't care whether you're the catcher or the umpire. I mean, that's a tough day, tough night's work. A long drive, that's going to be foul, but boy, did he hit that one a ton. Foul ball as he hit the, I guess, the C ring in foul territory. It's a dead ball up there, just a foul ball, but boy, Carlos can really launch some shots.
Yeah, you are kidding. That had the sound, too, that great home run sound. He's probably going to get something off speed now, fading away. I don't know if we'll see that pitch again.
And there is ball 4. So Carlos walks for his second time. This one to lead off the bottom of the third.
Yeah, after a loud foul home run like that, Gallagher didn't want any part of Carlos Pena.
Well, here's a guy. Maybe he'll come in with a fastball to Zobrist, and Ben's always ready for that.
I think you ought to test him. See if he can hit that.
Absolutely.
Right field.
Yep.
380.
And he takes the pitch in, and that's a strike on the inner part of the plate. Zobrist walked with the bases loaded in the first. Breaking ball, and he lines this one foul into the seats.
All right, bring your gloves. Who's got the glove down there? Everybody's okay.
Yep. 0-2 count.
Get that run back, too. I wouldn't take these Oakland A's lightly. You got a nice 4-run lead, but we'll keep putting the pressure on Gallagher.
That's right. Too high.
Just came off a really intense series, and you did a nice job coming back and winning the last 3. And the momentum we talked about in the pregame, but you got to keep that now. Keep the throttle down now. Get back to 500 and take off from there.
And a good look at the pitch low. 2-2. Well, coming into this start, Gallagher had worked 10 innings against the Rays, allowing 4 runs, 3 earned on 8 hits. They've covered 2 career starts. And they got 6 runs in the first inning tonight. 2 coming on the pass ball on the cross-up.
Guerin, of course, giving the signs to Suzuki about whether to throw over or not. I mean, 3-2 count. He's expected Carlos to run.
There he goes. The pitch is skied straight away center. Sweeney is there. He's going to make the catch, and Carlos, standing on second, will head back to first. So he's there with 1 out. Corona Beach Bar will host 75 or more people in an exclusive setting during a Rays game. Reserve the Corona Beach Bar by calling 727-825-3406 or emailing groupsales@raysbaseball.com. Willie Ibar. The strike. Ibar hit by a pitch in the first inning. He's had a chance to get a few more at bats lately, and when he does that, he becomes a very good hitter. Pitch in the dirt, and it's blocked by Suzuki.
Let's take a look at this. I've been talking all season about getting the right knee down first on the ball to your right if you're a catcher. Take a look at this. Watch the shift right there. There goes the right knee, and you square up when you get the right knee down. See how he brought it back to center, and the ball's right there.
Yeah, he's fun to watch because he does so many things right behind the plate.
That's how you block the ball right there.
There's a base hit into right center field. Carlos on his way to third. Sweeney up with it. It'll be first and third with 1 out on the base hit by Ibar.
Well, you're right about Ibar. When he gets a chance to play, I had a chance to see him in Los Angeles, and when he got a chance to play for the Dodgers, he can hit. He's a 300 hitter. He's had a lot of chances here with Burrell out. And boy, take a look at this. Gets through that ball, goes down and gets it. Shoots it into right center for the nice clean single.
So it's first and third with one away. Kurt Young on the phone. He's trying to get somebody to pick it up in the bullpen. So far, nobody will. How about that?
Is it working? Gio Gonzalez is up in the first inning.
Jason Bartlett takes a breaking ball down. 1 ball and no strike. Look, he's still on the phone. Nobody's answering down in the bullpen. They appear to be busy. Now Suzuki's going to go take some time to talk to Gallagher, and they're going to send a messenger down. Now they've done everything except send the messenger on horseback.
Get a pigeon or something, maybe.
And Young's going to go to the mound and take up more time. Gonzalez will get up for the second time.
Well, Gio Gonzalez was up in the first inning, and 9 batters hit for the Rays, so he had plenty of time to get loose the first time. It won't take him too long the second time you get up. 73 pitches for Gallagher already. Only 39 for strikes.
Jason Bartlett's up here. First and third with 1 out. He drove in 2 runs with a base hit in the first.
Yeah, that only works with Max Scherzer of the D-backs. Did you see that play on TV the other day? The old first to third. He picked Chipper Jones off first, and they got the guy at third trying to run back to third base. I've never seen a double play out of that in the big leagues happen.
Oh, this one bouncing away and down to second. Ibar alertly moves up on it. So now 2 men are in scoring position, and the count to Bartlett is 2-0. That's a wild pitch.
Eliminates the double play right there. Bob Melvin giving the halfway sign to his infielders. Up the middle, halfway, on the corners, play in.
And there's ball 3. You know, Bartlett's been hot all year, and I tell you, he's so good at taking pitches. He's just not giving away not only an at bat, he doesn't give away anything pitch to pitch.
He's very quiet, very quiet. He sees the ball extremely well. Very short, compact swing.
Taking there, and it's 3-1.
And he knows his job here. If he gets a good pitch, to get something in the air. Preferably take one in the right center. Stay inside it and shoot the gap.
Second and third, 1 out, 3-1 the count. And it's low for ball 4, so he'll take the walk.
Respect right there. That was a 3-1 slider. I didn't think they were going to give him a whole lot to hit. With Aki coming up, and then he got a lefty in the pen, and that will be it going for Sean Gallagher.
So Bob Guerin marches to the mound. We'll have a pitching change here. The call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself. Here in the bottom of the third. Reminder fans to stop into your local Hess Express to pick up your '09 Rays pocket schedule. And that includes a $5 off coupon for a pair of tickets to see the Rays on Saturday nights. A reminder, don't miss Three Doors Down following the game May 30th. Hess Express is a presenting partner of the '09 Rays Summer Concert Series. Gio Gonzalez, the new pitcher. He follows Gallagher. And Akinori Iwamura will be the first man to face Gonzalez. Aki 0 for 1 with a ground ball to first. Into right center field. That's in there for a base hit. Pena scores. Ibar's headed to the plate. Over to third goes Bartlett. And the Rays add 2 more. That will make it 8-2. Aki on the first pitch singles home a pair of runs.
Yeah, you know, I played for Frank Robinson one year, and he said, I don't bring the lefty in to a lefty to throw a fastball first pitch, and that's exactly what Aki got. He said, I brought you in to get the lefty out with a breaking ball. And Aki didn't waste any time. He got a pitch right down the middle. Didn't let Gio get ahead of the count. I never forgot that. Frank made a pretty good point.
Pitch down and in. Michel Hernandez up there, 1-0 the count. So 8 runs so far, charged to Gallagher in 2 1/3 innings. It's tap foul, 1-1.
If I wanted the right hand, if I wanted Aki to hit a straight fastball and a little cutter, I would have had my right hander stay out there and do that.
Yeah,
he made a good point.
A little bit. Bouncing ball, third base side. Crosby will go to first with it. Out there, crossing the plate is Bartlett. Into second goes Iwamura. And Michel Hernandez picks up a run batted in. And the Rays have added 3 here in the third, making it 9-2.
Yeah, they got those runs back and more. And Gallagher, you know, you and I were both talking. Gallagher's got pretty good stuff.
He does. I'll tell you, I could see why any organization would want him with his arm.
Definitely. I mean, he hits 93 with the fastball. He's got pretty good delivery.
B.J. Upton taking a strike, and it's disappointing for him. Of course, the Rays taking advantage of opportunities here, and they've scored 9 runs so far.
I just thought Sean, I mean, from the first batter, B.J. Upton, that he was just trying to rush. He was just rushing so much, like he was going to a fire or something. I mean, he ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, ball 4. All of a sudden, B.J.'s on there, and the inning opened up. That's why. Well, I was going to say, well, that's why Bob Guerin, when he goes out there, you got a guy like that, you got to kind of just slow him down and calm him down a little bit. I didn't know that he needed anybody to jumpstart him.
2 balls, 1 strike, and I can certainly see that, once he finds it, I can see where he could be a good pitcher. He's probably not believing that right now, but the Rays have all 9 runs charged to him. Foul up the right side, out of play. 2 and 2. 2 1/3,
3 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned, 5 walks.
How many times do you give up 9 runs and 3 hits?
Not often.
7 of those runs earned.
Yeah, that shows you. I mean, he had 4 walks and a hit batter.
Yep. Takes a strike at the knees, and that retires the side. The Rays score 3-2, coming on the base hit by Iwamura. 9-2 Rays after 3. 9-2. We head into the top of the fourth inning. The Rays lead this game. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Aflac, ask about it at work. Who was the last starting pitcher to hit in an American League game before yesterday? And of course, we all know that Andy Sonnenstein acquitted himself quite well, hitting third in the Rays lineup yesterday. They had a little mix-up with the Rays lineup before the game, and once the top half of the first was over, it was brought to the attention of the umpiring crew by Eric Wedge, the Indians manager, and as a result, the Rays had to forfeit the DH, and Sonnenstein went into the third spot in the order. And before it was all over, Andy had doubled in a run his third time up. So Andy went 1 for 3 with a double and a run batted in. 2-1 to Kansas Giambi leading off the fourth. And according to Joe Madden in our pregame comment we got from Joe, Sonnenstein apparently is lobbying to hit higher in the lineup when they get into interleague play. Joe says we're going to have to trim his sails a little bit. There's a ground ball into short right. Look at Aki make this play. Akinori Iwamura makes a nice play out of the shift to get Giambi, who grounded that one into right field.
Aki's in short right field. Watch this, short right field, about 20 feet out, all in one motion, crossover step, and fires a strike to Carlos Pena.
It's the energized defensive play brought to you by Progress Energy. That was an energized defensive play.
Well, you know, at worst, I mean, he can pinch hit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, the Rays now, with Isringhausen being added to the 25-man roster and Pat Burrell on the DL, Adam Kennedy up here 1-0, the count to him. That's ball too high. So, and there's a pretty good chance that it's going to stand that way when the team goes into interleague play next weekend against the Marlins. And Andy would be a handy guy to have around. But Madden said when he starts, he's a look. He's going to hit him ninth. And Andy thinks he ought to hit higher in the lineup now. Well, he was a 400 hitter going into play yesterday, a career 400 hitter, by the way. He was 4 for 10 in the big league. So he had the numbers on his side, and he drove in a run with a double yesterday.
He's got a good argument, you know.
It's a ground ball foul. Full count to Kennedy.
He even went opposite field yesterday. You know, he stayed inside one, double to left field.
Yep.
Against the defense.
This one to left toward the line, slicing into foul territory and out of the reach of Carl Crawford. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch from Jeff Neiman. The Rays stake Neiman to a 6-1 lead. They now lead 9-2. Rays have 9 runs and 4 hits. Oakland 2 runs and 3 hits. Ground ball right side. Hockey takes care of this one. 2 up and 2 down. Get in on the 09 Rays action. Exclusive on-field seating available with your group of 50 or more at the Checkers Bullpen Cafe. Available dates are filling fast, so act now to make your private group reservations right behind the Rays bullpen by calling 727-825-3406 or online at raysbaseball.com. Pitch to Ryan Sweeney is a ball upstairs, 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. It's in there, 2-1. Well, Neiman, beyond that first 2 innings where he has struggled this year. Into left, Crawford's there, and it's a 1-2-3 fourth. Rays coming into bat in their half of the inning, and they hold a 9-2 lead. means it's time to get the answer to tonight's Aflac Trivia question. Looking for the last starting pitcher to hit in an American League game before yesterday. There is a connection. Andy Sonnenstein hit third for the Rays yesterday. And the last starting pitcher to hit in an American League game prior to yesterday was Matt Garza while he was a member of the Minnesota Twins. And there was Andy Sonnenstein taking that double the other way.
Yeah, against the defense, Garza was playing in, and Andy had a clean double to left field there. Drove in a run.
Carl Crawford leads it off against the lefty Gonzalez. Pitch is a strike. Crawford, Longoria, and Pena coming up for the Rays in the fourth. Rolls it to the shortstop, Cabrera. Throw to first is in time. So 1 out in the fourth. Strike to Evan. Rays in here with a 3-game winning streak. They've won 8 of their last 12. To the count to Evan. They're trying to get to the 500 mark, and after that slow start, that was the goal. You get to that 500 mark, and then anything can happen from there.
Yeah, I've always felt the 40-game mark quarter of the way in with fastball. Wow.
And Evan is out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down.
Good location after the nice big curveball. Painted 0-2 right there. I always felt the 40-game markers that I looked at to see where your club was at. And as the Rays get to 500 tonight, it looks pretty good so far. Then you gotta just kind of take off from there. You know what's got to improve. You know, we talked about the starting rotation. Some of the guys need to get deeper into the game, obviously, save the bullpen. Some of the hitters have come around. They were scuffling early. It's coming together. You can feel it. And BJ, I mean, that's really key. BJ Upton starting to drive the ball now again. He's getting healthy.
Yeah, getting him involved in the offense is such a plus. And that's quite a 1-2 combination to start a game offensively with Upton and Crawford up there. Late break and it stayed inside. 2-0. Look at that. I'll tell you, those two guys at the top of any order. They're just made to order offense right there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the speed game. Plus, you know, BJ's got the power to hit 25, 26 home runs to go with it. Crawford's got the gap power. And what that does, it just sets it up for the 3, 4, and 5 guys to get more pitches to hit.
I'll tell you, I mean, you talk about entertaining. These two guys, Upton and Crawford, 1-2 in the order. There just aren't many ballparks where you're going to get a chance to see that.
No, and it's by design, of course. BJ moving from the 5 spot to the signing of Pat Burrow, who's in the DL right now with the issue to his neck. But you know what Joe Maddon's been able to do also is get Ibar at bat. Zobrist has found a way to get in the lineup frequently because he's swung the bat so well.
And another walk drawn by Carlos Pena. He's drawn 3 of the 6 walks in this game issued to the Rays.
Got good balance on this ball club too. I mean, Zobrist from both sides of the plate. Ibar the same thing. Gabe Gross is swinging better. Kapler gets his time and usually does something good when he gets a chance to play. And Michel Hernandez has been super when he gets his starts.
Pitch outside to Zobrist. 1 ball, no strikes. Willie Ibar is the DH tonight in the absence of Pat Burrell, who's on the disabled list. Only the 2nd time in Pat's career that he's been on the DL, and that's not a place where he likes to be. He wants to play, and reluctantly headed that way, but problem in the upper back that extended into his neck. 2-1, a good rip at that pitch. A fastball, and Zobrist fouled it right back into the screen.
Well, the bullpens averaged 4 1/3 innings each game in the last 6. I think, you know, Isringhausen had a decision to make pretty soon on him anyway. I think it's the right move at this point in time for all concerned.
3-1. They can backdate the disabled list entry to Pat Burrell to the 12th of May. And Isringhausen. This one is foul. Tell you, it's been a tough night for Suzuki back there. Hey, he's still smiling.
That's all you can do. I mean, after a while, when the ball finds you, that's all you can do. I mean, look at that, right off the mask and off his face right there. He's opening his eyes. Is my jaw okay? I mean, shoulder, jaw, face.
3-2, and Zobrist is out on strikes. The Rays are finished in the 4th. We go to the 5th. 9-2 Tampa Bay. You by SunTrust, featuring online solutions to help your business stay on solid ground. Live solid, bank solid, SunTrust. And by Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Bobby Crosby will open the 5th inning. Neiman's first pitch is a fastball to open the frame. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Crosby takes it for a strike. Crosby, then Buck, followed by Cabrera. Popper, left side, and under it is Evan Longoria. 1 away. Having a little fun at the ballpark tonight with the Rays jumping to an early lead. Their Rays gear. Cowbell action there as well.
Jeff Neiman has really good rhythm tonight, and he's throwing strikes. That's really the key. It's what Brian Anderson was talking about the pregame show. He's got to pound the zone early, get through those first 2 innings, and he gets in a pretty good rhythm.
Fouls it out of play. That's a strike. Well, he found himself in a little bit of a spot in the first. He gave up an unearned run, left a couple men, and since then The only hit he's allowed was the home run by Cabrera.
And he's got 73 pitches, 48 strikes. That's excellent. 9 runs of offense doesn't hurt you either.
There's a line drive and a base hit into center field by Buck. That'll be the 4th hit Neiman has given up.
You don't mind that, though, because, you know, he's throwing strikes, got a 7-run lead. It's the walks that are hurting Jeff, and he hasn't walked anybody tonight.
Yeah, 21 walks.
Yeah, 21 walks in 33 2/3 innings.
And that went with 39 hits coming into this game. So you're talking about a lot of base runners.
Yeah, almost 2 base runners an inning.
It's Cabrera. Takes it foul. Back to first and out of play. Strike 1.
You know, and by not trying to overthrow, he's actually throwing harder, which is natural. Look at that, 75 pitches, 50 for strikes. You take that every outing. That's excellent right there. Nice and fluid, and the ball jumping out of his hand.
Ground ball third. LaGioia strike to second. Hockey strike to first. 5-4-3 on the around the horn double play. Started nicely by Longoria. Bottom of the 5th coming. 9-2 Rays.
Both teams with 4 hits, but the Rays leading 9-2 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We are standing next to our low first cameraman, Mike Mullen. He's the guy, guys, that makes me look good in the post-game shows as he shoots right down here where we do our Rays Live post-game. He also is friends with all the Rays players, and he is part of our great production team that is going to be featured tomorrow on Inside the Rays on the Air. We're going to show you how the TV crews, the radio crews, including the Spanish crew, gets ready for a game. We're going to be behind the scenes. That will air the debut tomorrow right after our game between the Rays and the A's. But Mike, one of the best guys. Back to you.
All right, Todd, to hang on just a second. There's a strike call to Willie Ibar. You know what else makes you look good, Todd? Your tie.
This is a Dwayne Stat special. I owe you everything, Dwayne. Thank you very much. I wear this at least a couple times a year. It's one of the best ties I own.
Two-sided tie, isn't it?
I don't remember the designer. Is it on the back?
Mike. No, Mike. There's nothing on the back here, right? No, we don't have any name on it. Thank you, though. Good. It's a great tie.
Good. It's pretty good for a clip-on.
Yeah.
Way to go. 1-2 the count to Ibar. This one is fouled right back into the screen. Ibar, Bartlett, and then Iwamura.
It's a reversible tie, isn't it?
It is a reversible tie, yeah. And it's, you know, those things come in handy.
You bet, depending on where you're at.
Yep.
Right?
Hey,
for all occasions.
You get a spot on one side, you can just turn it around and wait till you get a spot on that side. 2-2 the count here to Ibar. 3-2. Gallagher started. Gonzalez out there now. Gallagher gave up 9 runs, 7 earned, and 2 1/3. And there's ball 4 to start the bottom of the 5th. The Rays have now drawn 7 walks in this game. Ibar's on for the 3rd time. That makes it for a long night for a manager. Bob Guerin doing a little pacing over there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't defense that. You don't throw strikes. There's no defense for that. The manager's helpless. Nothing Bob can do. And Gio's got pretty good stuff, too. He's showing a pretty good curveball.
Pitch is wide to Jason Bartlett. 1-0. You know, during this stretch here in May, when we've seen the Rays offense just improve so much, this one is down. What we've seen are just very good at bats. I mean, they take lots of pitches. They're to the point where they take more pitches than any other lineup.
Anybody in baseball.
And as a result, they've gone during that stretch. They're averaging 6.5 runs. They were struggling to get 4.5 in the month before. So for the year, they're up, pushing not quite to 5.5 on the year as an average, but they're getting close. And that's where you really have to be to compete really anywhere, but especially in the American League East.
4th in batting in the American League at 274.
And there's another close pitch, and Bartlett takes it for ball 3.
The team on base percentage actually is ahead of last year's pace. They had 348 as a team. That's 5th in the American League.
And there's Steve Henderson. You know, you talk about a guy under the radar screen.
Big time.
He just goes about his business. He doesn't want the attention. There's a shot up the gap into left center field off the bat of Bartlett. All the way to the wall. Ibar hitting 3rd. He's on his way to the plate. Bartlett digs for 3, and he's in there with a triple. Jason Bartlett with his 2nd triple of the year drives in Ibar. That will make it 10-2.
Seems like we talk about Jason Bartlett every night on the pregame show, but this is why. Because every night he does something special. His 3rd time on base. Look at this pitch. Fastball out over the plate. Boy, he rifles it into left center field, and he's looking 3 right out of the box. He's looking 3 right out of the box and gets it easily.
So Bartlett's at 3rd with nobody out. Here's Hockey. And the pitch is a strike. Hockey drove in a couple runs with a base hit in the 3rd. Well, there was an example of Bartlett. He took a couple close pitches, got up 3-1 on the count, and there's a rip the triple up the alley into left center. Hockey fouls one out of play, 0-2.
He was able to wait a long time. Good pitch recognition. Rarely this year seen Jason Bartlett chase anything. And nobody out, 5th inning. Bob Guerin just says, I want to get an out. We'll give up another run here. He wants to get outs now.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, there's nobody out here in the 5th.
That's not giving up. That's just Bob Guerin saying, listen, we got to get some innings out of Gonzalez, and I can't allow another big inning here.
Well, and that's the other thing. You know, first game of a series, you don't want to get under your bullpen. And, you know, that goes back to the to Upton stealing some bases against the Indians when the Rays were down 9-0. Not only did it get the Rays back in the game, but it forced the Indians to use their bullpen more than they wanted to.
So much so.
That's just another argument that proves Victor Martinez was exactly off base. I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to get into the bullpen.
I don't know where he, played Little League and all that, but, the game in the big league's 9 innings, not 6. The game isn't over when you got 12 outs of offense to go. When BJ stole those 2 bases, all it did was ignite the crowd, ignite the team. It ended up being a 6-run inning. But to say you shouldn't steal bases in the 6th inning, to me, is absurd. They need to start swinging the bats.
That's exactly right.
Should everybody go home or what? You know, I understand in a blowout if you're winning, obviously. You don't do that. You don't steal bases. You're winning 9-0. You win right now. I mean, the Rays aren't going to be stealing any bases right now after the 5th inning. They get up 9-10 runs here. It's different if you're on the offensive side, you're winning. But when you're down, and that's your game, that's what your offense is.
The whole point. You're trying to chip away.
Correct.
You know, you're trying to score a run here, a couple of runs there, and at some point, teams do that all the time, and you'd be surprised that when a team gets behind a lot early. There's a base hit into right field for Aki. Bartlett will score. Now it's 11-2. Aki drives in his 3rd run of the night.
Now, for example, right now, you're not going to see, I don't think you're going to see Aki run here, even though usually the guideline in a big lead is the 5th inning. Anything past the 5th inning, you have a 9-run lead, 8-9-run lead, you're not running. I don't think, with the way the Oakland A's pitching staff has been going, I don't think it's going to see Aki run.
Yeah.
With
and
nobody out here.
On the other side of that, though, I was going to say, you'd be surprised how many times a team will get down by a lot of runs early. And before that game is over, at some point, they manage to get the potential tying run to the plate.
You bet.
It happens more than you would think. And I'll tell you, I mean,
well, especially in the American League.
yeah, and you don't give up. You don't give up after 6 innings. That was ridiculous. And then to come out and try to hit a guy for it. I mean, that's where baseball, if they're going to enforce anything, they've got to. They should make a statement here out of a couple people on that Cleveland team about that.
Yeah, I think so.
If they're serious. If they're not, okay, don't fine anybody. Don't suspend anybody.
That's right.
But if they're serious, and they say they are, they need to make a statement out of it.
And what BJ did in that first game, like you said, they had to use Kerry Wood. He was up in the bullpen in that first game the Rays lost in his homestand. He was up. When a couple guys got on, he was up, and had Navarro's ball been 1 foot to the left of Peralta, that Kerry Wood would have had to come into the game to try to save it. It's after being down 9-0.
1-1 here to Hernandez. Going around with a ground ball to 3rd in the 3rd. 0 for 2 officially.
And now, see, they're playing behind. This is the right thing. See, the other night when they were down 9-0, you didn't see Cleveland play behind B.J. Upton. They were holding him on.
That's right.
Because everybody on the field knew, hey, you know, they have the right to steal, except I guess Victor Martinez didn't believe that. But, you know, right now, the Rays are up by 9 runs in the 5th, and they're playing behind Aki Uemura because, you know, you don't go now. Because if he goes, somebody's going to get drilled.
Foul out of play. So it's still 1-2 to Hernandez. You know, we talked about Steve Henderson, the Rays hitting coach, and how quiet he is about the team and the success they've had. You know, he rides out the rough waters, and he's right now he's riding what the Rays are doing offensively here. He just goes about doing his work. He really doesn't like a lot of the limelight. He just
very quiet.
Yeah.
Well, I like what he was working with BJ on a few days ago, and talking about the loading the back leg a little bit, staying back, loading a little bit, getting through the ball.
Cut and a miss. Hernandez is out on strikes. That's 4 strikeouts now for Gonzalez. You can sign up at Kane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers combine for 10 strikeouts in a home game, just log on to CaneStrikeoutContest.com. There, print a voucher that can be redeemed at Kane's for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Kane's today. Here is B.J. Upton. The ground ball is short. Cabrera to Kennedy 1 and over to first. 6-4-3 on the double play. And so at the end of 5, the Rays lead 11-2. And Fox Sports Florida and Sun Sports wants you to be a winner. And I'm going to tell you, if you've never played lottery before, now's the time to do it, Kevin.
I think I got one here.
We've got these $250,000 Mustang Money Florida lottery tickets. Buy one. If you win, congratulations. If you lose, you still have a chance to win. All you have to do is go to FLAFlorida.com. You register your non-winning $250,000 Mustang Money Scratch tickets for a chance to win. And if you win, you get a 2010 Ford Mustang convertible. And there are other prizes as well, including 10 winners for an ultimate baseball weekend trip when the Rays take on the Marlins. Kurt Suzuki grounds out to start the sixth. One pitch, one out from Jeff Neiman. He didn't even leave me a chance. He retired a guy on one pitch to tell you about all the other prizes you can win. I mean, this is great stuff.
I could use a new ride here.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So beginning is tomorrow the 19th?
It is.
That's Tuesday.
Tomorrow's the 19th.
The 19th through June the 11th, you can enter your non-winning Florida Lottery $250,000 money scratch-off tickets, your Mustang Money tickets, and the Mustang Money Home Run Getaway second chance drawing. Go to FLALottery.com for your chance to win. And if you win one of those Mustangs, I want to ride in them. One strike pitch hit on the ground and into short right field, and against the ship, Jack Cust is out of there. So 2 quick outs here. Yeah, that's a good looking car. And it's the right color, red. Here's Matt Holliday. Holliday, that's a fly ball back into the right field corner. Long run for Zobrist. He got it, and he disappears. I hope he's holding it up. What a catch by Ben Zobrist. Wow. Boy, he ran right out of the field over that low wall out there. Ben Zobrist chases this fly ball like he swings at fastballs. And the Rays come in to hit in the bottom of the sixth. Stan Bauer with a star. Take a look at the Verizon Wireless play of the game.
Oh, he never took his eyes off it. Crashed over the wall there and comes up with the ball. He's smiling the whole way. Look at that. Fantastic play. Tracked that thing the whole way. I mean, he never took his eyes off it.
Check this. Jeff Neiman doing a little bit of the limbo. Watching, how about that? That was your Verizon Wireless play of the game. Well, Carl Crawford is lifted for pinch hitter. Gabe Kapler's hitting for him here in the 6th inning, with the Rays leading 11-2. And lost in all of that, lost in the second chance lottery drawing, and that great catch.
You had more?
By Zobrist was the fact that was only a 4-pitch inning by Neiman.
It was.
And that's great.
And 4 strikes. He's only got 80 pitches. Doing a great job tonight. This is exactly what the starters need to do. Get deep into the game.
The chop to shortstop. Loved by Cabrera, and the throw to first is in time. So Kapler is out of there. And a new left fielder, Aaron Cunningham, takes over in left for Holiday. The Rays pinch hitting for their left fielder, Carl Crawford, with Kapler bouncing out. And here's Evan Longoria.
There's not too many moves that Joe Madden can make with the bench because he's only got 2 more guys.
Yeah. There's a strike call to Longoria. Jack Hanahan in the game at third, replacing Crosby, who has moved over to shortstop. So a couple of changes here. There's Crosby, now it's short. One ball, 2 strikes.
One thing about Joe Madden, he's able to get some of his starters in his big leads, or even when the team's been down, a few innings off. And that, that always helps. Carl Crawford's been busting his tail, playing hard, take a few innings off here.
Well, how about Suzuki coming up with that one? What a night it's been behind the plate for him.
Well, he's had a lot of action back there. He took a ball off his shoulder on a cross-up. A couple balls off the mask. Great shifting to his left. We already saw him block a ball to his right.
It's like he's spring-loaded back there.
Yeah, he's excellent defensively. And he's swinging the bat, too.
Longoria fouls it back. Well, the first game of this 4-game series. Rays have 3 more left with Oakland. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and the Thursday game's a 4:08 first pitch. This one is down 3-2. We hope you're making plans to catch 1 or 2 of the remaining 3 games with Shane Shields pitching tomorrow night. Scott Casberry will pitch Wednesday night. And in the 4:08 game, it'll be Matt Garza here on Thursday. Base hit lined into left by Longoria. That's his second hit. So the Rays put a man at first with 1 out. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball, interleague play in full swing. Ryan Howard and the Phillies make their first trip to the new Yankee Stadium. They'll take on Derek Jeter and the Yankees. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 4 p.m. on Fox. Carlos Pena, who has walked 3 times, takes ball 1. Runner at first, 1 out. Balls, no strikes.
Carlos hasn't gotten a whole lot to hit tonight, has he?
Nope.
Hit that one loud foul home run, and that was it.
Carlos continues to lead the American League in home runs with 13. Ground ball first base. Giambi knocks it down, turns around, and did they get him or not? I don't think they did. I think he's safe. Lance Barksdale didn't make a call, and I think he's safe. Apparently he is. So Longoria moves to second, and Pena is aboard.
This ball picked up steam right there. Some top spin right there with that bat speed. Carlos busting his tail down the line all the way, and Giambi never got there. Had the ball in his bare hand, never got there, never flipped it. really, I don't know that Gio Gonzalez would have been over there in time anyway. I don't think he would have been.
Well, Carlos hit the ball harder than Giambi could handle.
Well, that ball had some big-time topspin.
Ben Zobrist, he got a very good hand for that great catch he made. Carlos will get a base hit out of that. Hit number 8 on the night for the Rays. So they now have more hits than walks drawn. A 1-strike count to Ben Zobrist. It's a strike in the knees. Ben walked with the bases loaded back in the first, and that gave the Rays a run. Gave them their first run of the night, actually.
You know, that's not easy to do what Ben's doing, too. I mean, playing third base, going to right field, play some shortstop, once in a while second, go back out to right field. I mean,
well, you know what? It takes a guy. It takes a guy who has great concentration, great discipline, and great intelligence. Really, for a guy to do all that and to stay focused, and not everybody can do that. And that's one of the qualities Joe Madden saw in him when he first envisioned that Zobrist could be the super sub, if you will. Out on strikes here for the second out. And you know, there are some things you can ask guys to do and some things you can't. And not everybody can fill that role.
No, I mean, he plays, you know, short, second, third, left, right, and switch hits. And he's worked his way into getting more starts somewhere out there on the field. And he's got 7 home runs to go with that.
Well, in the limited at bats he has,
yeah, that's
he's
amazing.
Third on the team in RBIs.
That's that second pitch. Zone's getting opened up now a little bit. An 11-2 game. That's the one thing about games like this. You know, some of the starters are out now on both sides, and the umpires start saying, well, let's open the zone up a little bit here. And if you're a hitter, that's what bothers you most, because you look at that play by Suzuki.
I'm telling you, there's some springs in there somewhere.
It's like a cat.
He really is spring loaded.
You know, a hitter, you're trying to have a good at bat, and you know, all of a sudden the zone opens up because of the score. You take an offer because of it sometimes.
2 balls and a strike. Fouls the fastball back. 2-2 now. Oakland making the first of 2 trips in here. They'll be back just before the All-Star break in July. A little bit wide right there. I was hoping that he was going to get the call on the corner. Full count.
Yeah, that was out. I'm glad to see Mike Winters not call that, because that was close, but that was definitely outside.
Runners go on the 2-out 3-2 pitch, and Ibar fouls it away. Willie has scored 3 times. He has a run batted in. He was hit by a pitch in the first. Singled and scored in the third, and walked and scored in the 5th. Runners go again. 3-2 is foul out of play. Gallagher started, charged with 9 of the 11 runs. Two again is outside, and the bases are loaded. 8 walks, 8 hits for the Rays.
Good at bat by Willie because he fell off a couple of close ones that might have been balls, but probably would have been called strike 3, and that one was just too far out. That was a good walk. Good take right there. Cameron up because Gio Gonzalez has 78 pitches now. He's pitched a ball game already.
Kurt Young's headed to the mound. The bases are loaded for Jason Bartlett. Hey, how about this for Bartlett? In his last 7 plate appearances, he has tripled and scored, singled in a run and scored, doubled, then he struck out. Tonight, he singled in 2 runs and scored. He walked and scored. He tripled in a run and scored. So that's a pretty good run of 7 plate appearances there. He's 5 of his last 6 with a walk. I mean, and he scored 5 runs during that time. And he's driven in 4 runs.
And look where he's at, 380 now.
Pitch to him is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
380 with 5 home runs and 20 RBIs. And he's had a chance. Last night he had a chance for the cycle. Yesterday afternoon, he might have a chance tonight again.
2-0 the count.
Get the hard one out of the way. That's usually the triple.
Yep.
And he's shown home run power this year.
Fouls it back. 2 balls and a strike.
Quick hands on that swing.
Longoria's at third. Pena's at second. Ibar is the runner at first. The strike. 2-2. Tap, that's a foul ball. Holds the count at 2-2.
Pretty good ball.
The Rays have 11 runs, 9 runs batted in. And all of the run production in terms of runs batted in have come from the lower half of the order, starting with Zobrist, the number 5 hitter. He has an RBI. Ibar 1, Bartlett 3, Iwamura 3, and Hernandez has 1, and the other 2 runs scored on the pass ball.
Well, you know, I think in the first inning when Bob Guerin went out there, not Kurt Young, the pitching coach, I think Bob was saying that. He's just saying you got to pitch to somebody. This is a tough lineup. I mean, you got to throw strikes to somebody. You can't pitch around everybody. And consequently, the Rays had a 6-run first inning. 3 walks and a hit batter in that first.
3-2 and a base hit shot into left field in the hole between short and third. 2 runs will score, and Bartlett does it again. He drives in 2 more. He has 5 runs batted in tonight. A single through the hole on the left side, scoring Longoria and Pena.
Well, 3-2 pitch, fastball. Look at that location was missed. It's up and in, and he's short to the swing. We're going to get inside it. Score it up. We're in a sweet spot.
And the Rays now lead 13-2. I mean, how hot can Bartlett be? Here's Hockey swinging and missing. Strike 1.
That's why I keep bringing it up. That's why you don't hit and run in an 0-1 count on Saturday. Like somebody said.
Down.
He missed a hit and run.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, the other side is, you know, trying to butt a guy over for him. I mean, he might be hitting down there, but he started the night hitting .438 with men in scoring position. Well, he's improved upon that tonight.
I just think on a national scale, unless you see the Rays, people don't know how good he is.
Yeah,
what kind of player he is.
And, you know, there were last year the writers here named him the team MVP, and I know Mark Kopke came to me and asked me, he said, "Do you think that's right?" I said, "Absolutely,
yeah,
you're right," because they took criticism for doing that. Well, this guy made all the difference. There's a foul ball out of play, and so the count is still
Well,
1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the local writers were taking criticism from other national
that's
writers.
amazing.
Well, who would know more about Jason Bartlett and his value to this team than somebody who had seen him play here every day, as opposed to a national writer or writers from some other market? They don't see that.
That's true. That's absolutely true. You know, covering the World Series the last few years, and last year especially, that's the first thing I heard when we came into town, and everybody I talked to explained why, and that gave me good insight. And I said, okay, I want to lock in a little bit more.
I mean, this guy, he's been special since he's come here in that trade. 1 and 2 the count now to Aki. Wave and a miss. He's out on strikes with a toss down to first. Then retires the side. The Rays add a couple through 6. 13-2 Tampa Bay. They don't miss your opportunity to roll in style in a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle restored by Troy Percival. Raffle tickets available around Tropicana Field and at Gate 1 box office during regular business hours, with proceeds benefiting the Rays Baseball Foundation. We're on to the 7th inning, and the first pitch to Jason Giambi is a strike. Defensive changes for the Rays. Ben Zobrist goes over to play left, with Gabe Kapler now in center and Gabe Gross in right field. The foul ball, 0-2. There's Kapler. Pinch hit to open the bottom of the 6th. He's now in center field. Gabe Gross enters in right. Zobrist plays left after he made that great catch in right field in foul territory to retire Matt Holliday. Upstairs, meanwhile, Jeff Neiman, with this big run support, pitches into the 7th inning tonight, and boy, that's exactly what the Rays needed out of the start. Huge. Ground ball into short right. Aki with another great play, and he does it again. Giambi, for the 2nd straight time, is thrown out by Aki from short right field out of the shift.
Almost identical to the ball that was hit in the 4th inning, going to his right, all in one motion, spins, fires a strike to Carlos Pena. Look at this. That's a lot of range right there.
Hey, that's those defensive charts again. I'm telling you, if you want a souvenir, you got to notice Joe Madden.
Yeah, I got to follow Joe.
Draw up some
where do I go for
defensive charts?
Ball?
Yep.
Where should I sit?
Pitch to Adam Kennedy is high. I'm just looking at Bartlett's the last 2 games. I mean, it's just incredible. This guy. This one's going to go through. A base hit into right. A 1-out single. I mean, he's 6 out of 7 with a walk, 5 runs scored, 6 runs batted in, a stolen base. He has a double and 2 triples.
And that play he made yesterday and that hit and run, covering him and being able to get the lead runner by reacting and stepping on the back.
Yeah,
that was a huge play. That was a difference maker of the game.
Yep. Ryan Sweeney pitches down, 1 ball, no strikes. Even not yet to 90 pitches with 1 on, 1 out in the 7th. He's closing in on 90 and throws a strike. 1-1 here. Jeff, after his 4th win of the year and getting great run support. Upstairs, 2-1. He gave up the unearned run in the first, and he's settled in. He's had a couple nice defensive plays behind him. Gave up a 3rd inning solo homer to Cabrera, and now this base hit by Kennedy here in the 7th. That really has been it since the first, and that run was unearned. 3-1.
Yeah, and not too many 3-ball counts, and that's really been the key. He's throwing strikes tonight. 89 pitches, 90 pitches, 60 for strikes. 2/3 of the time. That's excellent.
Foul. Carry out the play. 3-2 now. Deflecting off Neiman toward third. Longoria will pick it up. Everybody's going to be safe, but let's check Neiman to see if he's okay after taking that shot right off the bat of Sweeney. And the Rays will go out and take a look at Jeff Neiman here.
He says he's okay, but still going to go out and check him out. Let's take a look as he delivers the baseball right here. Falling off to his left to get him right in the tail section. Pretty close to it. I think that's why he had a little smile when he was walking back to the mound. Joe does too.
Well, Neiman says he'd kind of like to stick around if they give him a shot. Don't forget, fans, if you missed tonight's Twitter Facebook feature during our Rays live pregame show, check it out tomorrow on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida's Facebook page for frequent updates, exclusive sneak peeks, and behind-the-scenes views. Find us on Facebook by searching Sun Sports / Fox Sports Florida. Bobby Crosby. 92 pitches right now for Jeff Neiman. 2 men on with 1 out. First time the A's have had more than 1 runner on base in any inning since the first. Crosby bounces it foul. That's a strike.
63 of those pitches, 63 of 93 for strikes. So he's maintained a pretty good pace. And pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, that's a very good ratio. One and one. Jeff, actually in 2 of the last 3 starts, had not pitched as many as 5 innings. He worked 3 against Boston, 3 1/3 against the Yankees, and 5 his last time out against the Orioles. He got a win, and the bounce to third. Longoria to hockey 1 and over to first. 5-4-3, and that'll take care of Oakland. in the top half of the 7th inning. No runs, a couple hits. A man left. Well, the Rays have a 13-2 lead. Jason Bartlett 3 for 3. Akinori Iwamori 2 for 4. Jeff Neiman has given the Rays 7 innings. They had a big 6-run first inning. A couple of those runs on the pass ball. RBIs by Zobrist and Ibar and Bartlett in the inning. Added 3 runs in the 3rd. Hockey drove in 2 with that base hit in the 3rd. Added 2 in the 5th, 2 more in the 6th inning.
4 runs all earned.
Michel Hernandez takes the first pitch here in the bottom of the 7th, and that's in for a strike. Kevin Cameron, the new pitcher, and Landon Powell's in the game at first base. And a breaking ball. This one is low.
I know it's a little early, but wouldn't you have to start talking about on a national scale Jason Bartlett as an all-star this year?
Absolutely.
I would.
Well, who else in the American League are at shortstop? Could you legitimately argue at this point should be the all-star shortstop?
Nobody other than Jason. I mean, I say early, but it's really not. It's 40 games in.
Yeah, they're starting right now. They're starting the voting for that. And you know, Bartlett, he has the highest batting average of any shortstop. The closest one in the American League is Marco Scudero of the Blue Jays, who's hitting .286.
Right.
And I think Scudero is an underrated player. You know, he's a pretty valuable little infielder. But there's nobody else right now in the American League at shortstop who comes close to Jason Bartlett.
No, I mean, Jason's been a clutch hitter. He's driving in runs. He's showing extra base power, 5 home runs, but also some triples and doubles to go with that. And excellent defensively and steals bases. I mean, he's an all-around player. You got to start talking about him on a national scale. People do. I mean, they really do. I know on my radio show I am.
Good.
I'm going to do the campaign.
Way to go. I'll tell you, because he should be right there. I mean, you look at his average with men in scoring position, and then, I mean, we're talking about his offense and his defense, what he does there. I mean, his nose is in the middle of every play that he has a chance to make. He's just flat going to make it. Gabe Gross is hitting in the leadoff spot here after taking over in right field. And he's out on strikes here facing Cameron. So 2 up and 2 down. Look at Sodenstein now. He's walking around with a bat.
I think we're going to see him with the bat the rest of the year when he's not starting. He's just going to and the gloves on. Look at him. He's got the gloves on, too.
I know. That's great. sir.
You know, I was watching the pitchers hit the last couple of times they've been doing it, which has been the last couple of weeks when we're at home here. And he can hit.
Yes.
I mean, you told me that earlier in the season. He can hit, and that hit he got yesterday was not a fluke. But of all the pitchers, he's a good hitting pitcher.
One strike to count to Kepler. Look at two. You can just see. You can see what Sonnenstein is thinking there. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Actually, he's not ready to play center field. He's ready to hit. That's what he's ready to do. Wave and a miss. Kepler's out on strikes. Ground ball and 2 strikeouts from Cameron. We go to the 8th. 13-2 Rays.
Through all that just fine, and now it's time to go to work again. And you know, don't really know what my role is going to be, but as of right now, it looks like Joe and Mr. Hickey are doing all the matchups. So it's time to just be ready when the starter comes out and just try to get people out.
Hey, good timing on that quote, because as we speak, Jason Isringhausen is taking off his warm-up jacket, and it looks like he's going to make his Rays debut possibly tonight. That's our Geico quote of the game. He pitched last for the Durham Bulls on May 15th and went back-to-back on the 14th and 15th. There he is. Is he getting the ball from Bobby Ramos right behind us? So he's going to get in there tonight. And, guys, he becomes part of history. Only 2 times as a bullpen had 2 guys with as many as 290 saves. Isringhausen with 293 and Troy Percival 358. Only other time that happened was with Billy Wagner and Roberto Hernandez on the 06 Mets. So Isringhausen ready. Back to you.
All righty. Travis Buck leading off, and he fouls that pitch up the right side. Take the count to 1-1. There is Jason Isringhausen with his 293 career saves. He was actually converted to the closer's role during his time with the Oakland club back in the mid-'99. And that led to great things from the right-hander.
He had some good years with the Cardinals. What I like about Jason is he's got 2 out pitches. A mid-90s fastball when he's right. He's got an excellent curveball. It's a great time to get him in the 9th. Jeff can get through this inning. Keep the pitch count down.
The 100th pitch of the night, and it's fly ball short center. Kepler and Bartlett out there, and it's going to fall in between them, and into second base goes Buck. Kepler, I think, reacted to the swing first.
Yeah.
And that ball falls in. So that's going to be a double, the second hit of the night for Buck.
And playing a little bit deeper than B.J. Upton would have, too. So Bartlett, I mean, that's, you know, in a bang-bang game, a close game, Bartlett probably dives for it and crashes into Kapler. I mean, you don't want an accident right here. That was the right move, you know, because you saw Kapler coming. That could have been a bad accident right there.
Jared Cunningham now up for the first time in this game. Pitch is inside a bit with a fastball. So Buck with a double, 7 hits, 2 runs allowed by Neiman, 1 earned run. And you know, other than the home run by Cabrera in the 3rd, little looper back at first foul. Other than that home run by Cabrera, this is the only other time that Oakland has put a leadoff man on base in any one inning. A 1-1 count. Rays lead 13-2. Ball and 2 strikes.
He's got some life on the fastball. Ran in there on the hands of Hanrahan. 91.
This is the first time this year that he's thrown over 100 pitches. So, you know, with a big lead and the fact that his pitch count was so good, it has given the Rays a chance to stretch him out a little bit more. And he strikes out Cunningham.
That's good sink. Very similar to the last pitch. It was 91 in on the hands of Hanrahan. This one just, the bottom fell out. Take a look. Man is setting up in. This ball has some good movement, late life. Sinks down and in.
So that's the first out of the 8th. Hitter is the catcher, Kurt Suzuki. Ground ball, shortstop. Markman's throw to first in time. 2 outs right there. Runner still at second. Time for the stay in the game. Hold of the day brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Rays getting holds yesterday out of Grant Balfour and J.P. Howell as these middle relievers keep their teams in the game. You too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color.
I have to correct myself. I don't want to get Hanrahan in that bat. That was Cunningham.
Yes.
Richie.
Jack Cust now. Cust bunted his way on against the shift his first time up. It's a pitch outside. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Rays and the Oakland A's in the first game of a 4-game series. Ground ball. That's a foul ball. Just foul. That's Barksdale on the call.
Is that the cover 2 defense out there with Aki? Or
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's tough to get through the right side, isn't it?
It has been tonight. He's made a couple fine plays on balls hit by Giambi.
Aki's way out there. Look at
when
him.
he was in the game.
Prevent defense.
Yeah, it's
It's all you, Aki.
oh, there's a shot hit deep to right, and Evans going to get out of here. On a 1-1 pitch, Cust hits his 6th home run of the season. He turned on a fastball. Buck scores in front of him. And so Jeff Neiman has been touched for the long ball here. It's going to make it 13-4.
We talked about Jack Cuss, that he's all or nothing. He strikes out a lot, he homers a lot. Fastball out over the heart of the plate. They wanted to go in. It was just right down the middle. He didn't miss it.
For Alltel Wireless, there's a circle for everyone. Call 510 or 20 free numbers on any network with my circle exclusively from Alltel.
That's too bad for Jeff because he's getting ERA down there, which is always important. Pitchers like to see that ERA get down there. But he's pitched a great game.
Here's Hanahan, and he takes the pitch high. Sitting in the spot vacated by Matt Holliday. High fly ball, center field. Kapler is waiting for this one and makes the catch to retire the side. Couple runs score. Bottom of the 8th coming. 13-4 Rays. Our Jaguar performer of the game is Jeff Neiman. He's gone 8 innings, 110 pitches, picking up 3 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. A lot of ground balls tonight, including this double play ball back in the 5th. 5-4-3 double play. Check out the new R Performance vehicles at your local Jaguar dealer or on JaguarUSA.com. Bottom of the 8th inning. Longoria, 1 strike the count. The Rays have 13 runs tonight. You see the line on Neiman. 8 innings, 3 earned runs, and he didn't walk anybody.
That's the key right there. No walks.
Breaking ball hit right back to the mound. Longoria is out. Pitcher first. 1 away. Well, Jeff Neiman, a nice job tonight. He got 6 runs in the first, had a 6-1 lead, and pitched himself a heck of a ball game tonight.
You know, he's got plenty of movement when he throws the ball down. I mean, the ball runs like crazy. He can hit 93 with a fastball, 89 sometimes, 90, 91, but plenty of movement. He had a good curveball tonight he established early, and the key was just strike 1, strike 2. If he doesn't walk anybody, he can win in the big league.
Carlos Pena takes a rip and fouls 1 back. See, the Rays have 9 hits. They've drawn 8 walks. As Neiman talks it over. He's in between Andy Salenstein, who still has a bat, and
the gloves
Garza.
He got the gloves off, Andy.
Yeah.
After last inning, he said, "I'm not going to get an AB tonight." He is.
This one is foul back. 0-2. You know, Neiman is in a position with this great outing tonight to join Garza, and Casimir is a 4-game winner now.
Sure is, yeah.
Looking to go 4-3. Pitch is high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And just a little more ammunition for your Jason Bartlett for the All-Star shortstop campaign. You see Isringhausen throwing in the bullpen. He's now hitting .471 within its scoring position.
Wow, yeah, I'm on the campaign. I already emailed my producer for the radio show tomorrow.
Pages.
And it is a national show.
And on strikes. Well, God bless you for that.
Well, he deserves it.
Rays fans this year team up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper with one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. 2 outs, and here's Ben Zobrist. Another breaking ball. We've seen a lot of breaking stuff out of Kevin Cameron. Bartlett. Another good night for Bartlett. He's been on base all 4 times tonight. 1-1. And he has, of the 9 Rays hits, he has the only extra base hit tonight. That was his 2nd triple of the year. He struck in the 5th inning. 2-1. Upstairs, 3 balls and a strike.
That's the right call, because he had to wait a second, because last time he got, got a couple pitches called on him on the outside corner that were close. I'm glad he didn't get rung up on that one. That was a ball.
Here's Willie Ibar. Pitch is wide. Ball, no strikes here to Ibar, who got a run batted in when he was hitting the right foot by a pitch in the first. He's been on all 4 times with a single, hit by a pitch, a single, and 2 walks. He scored 3. And a strike call.
You could see, what throwing strikes does. Jeff Neiman threw strikes tonight, and he got through 8 innings, and Gallagher did not throw strikes, and he was knocked out early. But the walks really cost him.
Bouncing, get out of play. 1-2.
Gallagher walked 4 men. They all scored. Hit a batter to go with that.
And he scored. 2-2.
Nice.
You think he's going to be a lefty?
Yeah, I think so. He's got the change-up grip already. That's all kids can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Open the big Major League Baseball like that.
Hey, I'm going to keep this, he says.
Work on my grips. He's working on the Vulcan grip, the Joe Nelson grip. Don't do it yet. Look, see him?
Yeah.
He's cute.
Ibar fouls this one back, and it's a 2-2 count. Well, it's a great atmosphere for those youngsters here at the ballpark, and we hope that in the remaining 3 games the Rays have on this homestand, you'll be part of the fun here. This foul out of play. James Shields will pitch tomorrow. Scott Casimir on Wednesday, and then Matt Garza pitches in the Thursday game. That's a 4:08 first pitch on Thursday. The game tomorrow and again on Wednesday, and the familiar 7:08. Ball 3 to Ibar. Full count. Rays continue to see a lot of pitches. 9 walks tonight, a hit batter. Wild pitch, pass ball. 8 hits. And a ground ball to the right side. Kennedy. Powell back to the bag to take the throw, and that retires the side. Rays leave a man. We go to the 9th. It's 13-4 Rays. Ninth inning. Our checkers double of the game, a combination. Jason Bartlett and Akadori Iwamura, the Rays double play combination. They got into the act tonight. Bartlett with 5 runs batted in. Aki has 3. Bartlett 3 for 3. Aki 2 out of 4. And the new pitcher for the Rays will be Jason Isringhausen. 36-year-old right-hander makes his official Rays debut.
Last season with the Cardinals, 12 out of 19 in save opportunities. ERA was very high for him. He had command issues. I think he lost some confidence last year too.
First pitch to Landon Powell is fouled away. That's a strike. And you heard Todd mention earlier, he made back-to-back appearances for Durham on the 14th and 15th. 15th being his last outing for Durham, and Rays added him to the 25-man roster when Pat Burrell was placed on the disabled list. 2 strikes the count. Fastball at 90. Ranks 5th among all active pitchers in saves with 293. Percival has 358. Breaking ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You got 600 saves down there, plus in that bullpen. Boy and Jason.
Tap left side. Longoria reaches down, picks it up and throws, and Powell, I think, hurt himself going down the line. He pulled up a little lame there, and that's the first out here in the 9th inning. Reminder, fans, the $250,000 Mustang Money tickets go on sale now from the 19th of May through June 11th, 2009. You could win a 2010 Ford Mustang V6 convertible, the ultimate Florida baseball weekend getaway, or $100 gas cards. Visit FLAFlorida.com for details. It's Adam Kennedy. First pitch fastball for a strike.
You know, Jason hit 92 on that last pitch and that nice play by Longoria. The tapper to third base. But velocity's good, and the curveball he threw had a pretty good bite to it.
So does that one.
Like that.
0-2. Well, that's one of the things when he went to the minor leagues was to build up arm strength.
Look at this, 78 miles an hour right off the table, right over the top. That's what I liked about Jason in the National League, is he's got 2 out pitches. And that velocity is only going to get a little bit stronger, too. I mean, he'll hit 95. And he gets really going, 95 and about a 78 curveball.
Side, 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's fouled back into the left of the screen. We got Powell on the ground ball. Now ahead of Kennedy, a ball and 2 strikes. Neiman pitched 8 innings, made 110 pitches tonight. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned on the 8 hits. A couple of home runs in the mix, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Just down and away. 2-2 the count. Longoria between Evan and the line. Zobrist with a pickup, and it's a base hit the other way for Kennedy. It's his second hit. Now the Athletics have 9 hits as well. And now Rajat Davis will pinch hit for Ryan Sweeney. Right now with 13 pitchers on their staff. Foul back. 2.
Jason's using this inning is not just, hey, I'm just going to throw some fastballs down the middle as a 9-1 lead. He's working on his stuff. He's using this in his mind, I'm sure, as if it was a 1-run game, because that's how the Rays may need him as his role increases.
Ball is fouled. Well, it could be interesting. I mean, number one, this guy has been there. He has been in difficult situations. And if he's healthy, all is well, he could be an interesting addition to this pitching staff.
Well, I think so. I thought that when the Rays signed him, I like that they gave him a shot, gave him a job. He earned his way, you know, into the organization and up to the back up to the big leagues.
Still 2 strikes to Davis. He pops him up. Foul ball. Hernandez after it. Makes the catch. 2 away.
Yeah, Jason's using all of his pitches. I mean, little sinkers, cutters. That last one was a little cutter right there. He's shown some good curveballs tonight. His fastball was hit as high as 92.
Bobby Crosby will now step in there with a man at first and 2 outs. Fouls the first pitch right back, strike 1. Opening fastball. Rays trying to win their 4th in a row. Ground ball to short. Bartlett has it. Throw to first. It's over. Rays are winners. It's a 13-4 final. No runs ahead, a man left in the 9th inning for Oakland. And the Rays take the first game of this 4-game series, 13-4. And the Rays get to the 500 mark. They are 20-20. They've won 4 in a row, 9 of their last 13. They scored 6 in the